Hello, hello, Mystic GLoLady here. It has been too long since I have done any divination readings. It's been a year and a half that I have taken a hiatus in order to finish my civil rights lawsuit that's now in the Supreme Court, and I've also started going back and seeking higher education. So I've been up to a whole lot of things, and I hope that you have been creating as well. My Patreon GLoLady site is up and almost ready to run. I have my inspirational wallet size photos for download, and also my healthy hippie hemp oil blends and other essential oil blends, as well as tools of the trade. There's lots of different support levels, so I hope to see you on my site, GLoLady, on Patreon. I'll put a link below. And now, on to your readings. Hello, Aquarius. Woohoo! You are first again. You were first in the astrology, and now you are first in the tarot. I guess that is saying that good things come to those who do not wait. So, as we started out, and we are going to be doing it right on top of our astrology charts. So as we start out, in your first house of self, you have the Seven of Wands, the Valor. In the second house, you have the Ten of Pentacles, the Wealth. In the third house, you have the Queen of Pentacles. In the fourth house, you have the King of Pentacles. In the fifth house, you have the Two of Pentacles, harmonious change. In the sixth house of health, work, service, daily routine, you have the King of Cups. And yes, I will go back over and let you know each one individually. In the seventh house of relationships, partnerships, you have the Princess of Cups. In the eighth house of other people's money, you have the Eight of Cups, abandoned success. In the ninth house of higher learning, long distance travel, you have the Two of Cups, the love. In the 10th house, your career house, you have the Wheel of Fortune. In the 11th house of friends, associates, hopes, and wishes, you have the Queen of Swords. And to finish it off, in the 12th house of secrets, hidden enemies, jails, institutions, you have the Seven of Swords. So, as I am looking over what you have so far, what's jumping out at me is that Eight of Cups in other people's money. It's if you count on other people's money, you're not going to be happy. And there again, be careful using and how you're using other people's money, and do not use it improperly, because if you use it improperly, well, is it a fine or is it jail time? Okay, depending on how improperly you have been using or you do use other people's money. Okay, that's what's really jumping out at me. And you have Virgo in the eighth house. You don't have anything that's, banging down on top of it, although Pluto is in your 12th house, that change and transformation. So yeah, just watch how you're using other people's money. That's a biggie. That's what's really coming up and telling me, because it's like you really don't need, as much as you think you do. You really do not need to be using other people's money, because cash is going to be flowing in. I'm seeing the wealth the Ten of Pentacles, the wealth card on top of your finances and your possessions. Now, yeah, you have the wounded healer, Chiron, that's sitting in there, and Neptune, thoughts of. So, when you're spending money, make sure you're spending it wisely. That's going to be a big part of spending that money wisely, investing that money wisely. I mean, you're really feeling great for the month of June. Okay, this is for June 2017, Aquarius, and you're really looking good. The Queen of Pentacles in the third house of communications. Um, it looks to be very good. There again, it's coming in and it's saying, your secrets. You're only as sick as your secrets. So if those are what is needing to be revealed in order to make you feel better, then you might want to consider, you're going to have a great time communicating, and consider communicating to someone over those secrets, getting those secrets out. And even if that's just writing them down on a piece of paper and burning them and letting them go, okay? You want to go forward, and you don't want those hidden things, that junk in the trunk, to be slowing you down. In your fourth house, the King of Pentacles sitting in there, and on the home front, it looks good. You're looking to be on that fertile ground. And as I talk about this and am aware of the earth changes and those that are losing their home, it is a mental state that is sometimes difficult to go through when you totally lose everything. And look at new beginnings, new possibilities, and don't always focus on what we don't have, what we lose. It's that compost in life that makes the best fertilizer for growth. So just because you've had and lost doesn't mean that you cannot have and build again. So if you're looking to move or build upon your home, it looks good in the month of June. Now, as we go forward into the fifth house of fun, creativity, sex, children. If you don't want any children, then you better make sure that you wear that raincoat when you go out in the rain, because chances are, and there again, maybe those chances are for creating some more children. And now would be a perfect opportune time in order to work upon something of such. You have good things going on. Just don't blow too much money when you're going out there, even though it looks like you have a whole lot of money this month coming in. Okay? In the sixth house, you have the King of Cups. Shall we be happy? Are we happy? Are we happy in our health? Are we happy in our work, our service, our daily routine? Because that's something that's very important also. If you are not happy in your home front, well, I mean, home front work, it is going to affect you emotionally, mentally. So make sure that you're doing something that you enjoy, where you enjoy. And yes, that does sound like Bella. I have my earplugs in as I record this, but I can still hear her whine. Yeah, she got that from her mother. Isn't that interesting how we get things from our parents, even if we aren't brought up by them? I see it in my animals and people. Okay, as we're coming to the seventh house, and you have the energy of Leo in there in your relationships, partnerships. and it looks happy. It looks very happy on the relationship aspect of it. As we go into that eighth house, and I've just got done talking about that eighth house and other people's money, make sure that everything is on the table, and don't just go by verbal. Get things written down, get it recorded in some form or fashion, and that way you won't be disappointed. Even if somebody says you can have, I would still want to get that at least, recorded on your phone as you're speaking. I'm not sure what your laws are in the area that you live, but if you're making a deal, get it recorded. And as we move into the ninth house, the Two of Cups, the love, you have Jupiter in there. So, what are you going to be doing with all that love expanding upon you in the month of June? Are you taking that trip? Are you planning that trip? Are you going back to school? And if you're going back to school, is it doing something that is going to benefit others, to help heal society? We have that Seven of Swords right beside that Two of Cups. And that mental, emotional instability that can be healed just by applying love. It's interesting how just showing a little bit of kindness and love can really bring peace, and the feeling that you get when you know that people appreciate you, that people care about you, that people love you. You want to do more. So in your lessons, it's not always about the monetary gain when you're looking for that employment. It's, does it make you feel good, and does it make someone else feel good? Because if you feel like you are needed, you are going to perform much, much better. As we move into the 10th house, your career house. A lot of times your career isn't always up front and center. It's, you have the energy of Scorpio in there, so you're not always wanting to, get right out in front of everybody. But you have the Wheel of Fortune in there. So your career, what is it that you really, really wanted to do in your career? Because now is the time to go for it. I like to say glow for it, but you guys know me and my glow. I like to glow all night long. That's my glow in the dark safety products and my glow in the dark clothing. So, what goes around comes around. What are you going to be bringing out into the public? You have the Queen of Swords in your hopes and wishes. You have that full moon there on the 9th and Saturn retrograde. Are you going back over your friends, seeing who is truly a friend, and getting rid of who isn't? It's going to be simple because the full moon is going to be shining a light on who's a friend and who isn't. Just do not take off their head with a sword when you finally find that out. And as I had said earlier, going into the 12th house of secrets, institutions, jails, hidden enemies, and Pluto's there, and unstable efforts, that Nine of Swords, Pluto, that change, transformation. Things are definitely changing in the skeleton closet, and that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing things going very, very well for you this month, but something dealing with other people's money and coming to a head. um, coming to a head. Be very, very careful in how you're doing it, because or how you go about with other people's money, because and it wants to keep banging on me. So it doesn't mean that you will see the outcome in June in the dealing with other people's money, but it doesn't mean that there might not be a lawsuit or legal action of some sort coming up in the future. All right. Um, yeah, that's what it keeps pounding, and it's more, more. I'm feeling more 9 months, something like that. Well, 7, 8 months in the future, coming from this coming from June. So as I said, protect yourself with contracts, and everything is really, really looking good for you in June. And as I keep expressing over and over, when something pounds and it won't let it go, it's that other people's money. Watch something with other people's money. Make sure you do it in a contract. And there again, maybe you were working and planning on money, and the boss shorted you, so you're deciding that you're going and filing a claim against him, after giving him some time, or them. We don't want to say he, she, identify, but uh, after giving them time in order to come up and be straight with you. If they don't, you seriously might want to file that lawsuit. But you need to stay on the up and up, okay? Because if you're not on the up and up, well, then, yeah, that karmic lesson is going to come back and spank your butt. So, Aquarius, it looks like a fantastic month. Make the most of it, and I will see you again in July. See you, love you, bye.